Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Loads 15, where I'm giving you my Lucky 15 predictions for tomorrow's horse racing action, as usual here on the channel. If you're brand new and you've never watched our channel before, what I do is I make a Lucky 15 prediction, normally each way, every day. I pick 4 horses which I think will run well. Sometimes they place, sometimes they win, or sometimes they don't even finish anywhere near the places, to be honest, and half the time we do make some bad predictions. And you might keep wondering, well, why do I keep going on if I keep making bad predictions? Well, at the end of the day, my dream job is to be a horse racing journalist. I have mentioned many times now on the channel, you're probably sick of hearing it if you're a regular, but I'm going back to university in September to do a sports broadcasting journalism degree, a master's. And there I hope to learn some tricks of the trade and become a professional journalist or work within journalism. And to work in horse racing would be my absolutely dream job. I'm absolutely passionate about horse racing. And this is what the channel is all about, where I can gain some practice, do some research, produce some videos together, and show you and demonstrate my knowledge of picking no winners. But yeah, I just love doing it. And I'm going to be going through some selections a little bit later in the vlog, but as usual I'm just going to do a quick recap on how today's selections ran. And we had a winner today at last. We hadn't had a winner for just a little while. The pressure was getting to us a bit, but at least we had a winner at least today. That was Cavi Cash at Hamilton in the 8:15. Good performance by Josephine Gordon, continuing her good vein of form at the moment, riding plenty of winners or riding at least good rides, making the most out of her horses, and she finished well to win that race there for that horse. Also, the other horses we had were Snookered, which ran in the last Hamilton, had every chance towards the last furlong or so, but didn't win today. I think it was Amy Blair that won in the end, which was a bit of a course specialist, so that was slightly disappointing there, especially as there's quite a few non-runners as well, and Snookered in the end went off favourite. It was actually a story of the day today. I noticed that a lot of my horses that I selected to run today actually had a lot of money put on them, probably because it's you punters out there watching this vlog and you think it's going to run well, and you probably take my word as gospel and you put money on it, and the price is shortened, because that happened with Vosky today. We got it at 7-1. Okay, there was a non-runner, but it wasn't that much of a significant non-runner, and I think it nearly went off market favourite in the end, so there was a lot of money put on that one. Also Jacob's Pillow as well had a lot of money put on it. We got it at like 6-1 last night, ended up going off at like 4-1, so there was some money and market support for it. But Jacob's Pillow had a chance towards 2 furlongs out, but he kind of drifted back through the field to finish 6th. And Vosky was always held up from the beginning and got completely outpaced, and bit of a disappointing ride, that one. That could be a horse possibly, if it keeps plummeting down the weights and it finds its right level, could definitely be a good one to back in future races. So maybe Vosky isn't one to completely dismiss there for future reference. But like I said, I'm going to be making some predictions for tomorrow's horse racing action. Found it again a little bit tricky to work some good selections out. It was pretty much run-of-the-mill stuff again, but this weekend looks quite exciting with the Eclipse Cup at Sandown, so we'll get stuck into that obviously nearer the weekend. So it's just more of a run-of-the-mill tomorrow. And our first selection will see us go to Hamilton actually in the 3:30, which will be my nap for tomorrow if I had to make a nap out of any of these selections, with a horse called Weekend Defender, 3-1 at the moment, bookmakers, trained by Kevin Ryan. Tom Eves takes the ride, and this horse returned quite impressively last time out at Nottingham on its seasonal reappearance, where it finished behind 2 not bad types who have had a pretty decent campaign so far. They were GK Chesterton, which is a Godolphin runner. I remember that one knocking up a win or 2, so I remember that one being in good form. Also George William as well won that race, and he's put in some good performances and some handicaps and had a few good places against some really good horses. So the form doesn't look too bad there. Also as well, towards the end of last season, this horse was running in Class 2 handicaps and putting in a good performance. And it also won at York, I think, towards the end of last season in the Class 2 handicap. He remains nicely handicapped, and I definitely think there's a lot of scope and development for this horse. And I thought Weekend Defender could run a really big, impressive race tomorrow at Hamilton. So that's going to be our selection there in the 3:30. Our next selection takes us to Brighton in the 4:15, where we've gone for a horse which I hope will make us feel this motion tomorrow. It's called Let's Be Happy. Currently 7-2 bookmakers at the moment. It's trained by Richard Hughes, and Shane Kelly takes the ride tomorrow. Previous course and distance winner on its last run. Handicapper has raised it slightly by £3, but that is a considerably fair mark. 7-2 bookmakers at the moment. I definitely thought this horse could be in the frame tomorrow. It's got a good pedigree as well. It's the son of Master Craftsman, which is a good sire to be related from, and it's also related to a nice horse called Cape Cross. So there's some good connections going for it tomorrow. Still quite a young and developing horse, and I definitely thought with Richard Hughes in good form, Shane Kelly is also riding a few winners. I thought that one could be quite interesting, running back over the course and distance. So that's who we've gone for tomorrow as our second selection there at Brighton in the 4:15. Our next selection tomorrow sees us go to the evening jumps meeting at Stratford upon Avon, and the horse that we've gone for here is called Branquer. I hope I pronounced it right. Anyway, it's a French horse that Paul Nicholls has acquired, and Sam Twiston-Davies, his main jockey, will take the ride tomorrow. He's been in good form of late. Sam Twiston-Davies been coming back onto a bit of a hot streak. He had a good day at Uttoxeter the other day, if I remember right. He had a couple of winners there, or at least put in a few good rides there, so he's riding well. This horse comes here tomorrow to make its second appearance over chase fences, where it had a very good chase debut behind a horse called Calendar Brise, which went on to subsequently win at Newton Abbot, and subsequently as well put in not a bad effort, finishing second the time after it followed up that previous win. So all in all, the form isn't too bad there. There's a lot of probably development and scope for this horse to improve. It looks not a bad horse on paper, and it's probably one of the more stronger and more likelier types in the field. It is currently the favourite at the moment, and I know I've been backing a few short price horses, but I definitely see this one putting in a good race tomorrow, and I thought 6-5, that's definitely a horse that possibly could shorten through the day, and maybe could even go shorter than even, so I decided to go for that one as our third selection tomorrow. Our last selection tomorrow sees us go to Chepstow in the 9:10, and this is more of our long shot for tomorrow, a bit of a punt here, but one horse that I thought at a price could be worth maybe an interesting shout, and the horse that we've gone here is Danglydontask, which is 14-1 bookmakers at the moment, trained by David Arbuthnot. I hope I pronounced his surname right. Kieran Schumacher takes the ride, where we'll be able to use a £3 claim here. Horse arrives here in good form. This season it's had 2 runs, and it had a place where it finished third, and also a win as well. So it arrives here in good form off a fair handicap mark. It's been rated higher in the past. It's definitely a stayer as well. It definitely will stay the trip tomorrow. Also a previous course winner at Chepstow, which tends to help, so it should go well here. Also as well, a lot of the other horses are coming back from hurdling tomorrow. A few of them are running on the flat for the first time. I know that the Paul Nicholls horse is running on the flat for the first time for quite a while, so that'd be interesting to see how that one goes there. But I thought maybe a bit more of an experienced horse on the flat could be the one to go for tomorrow, and I thought a 14-1 with him running in good form, good in the weights tomorrow as well. I definitely thought this horse could have a good chance tomorrow at that kind of price, so that's going to be our last selection there. Anyway, if you've had a good day in the horse racing world of betting, let us know in the comments box below. If you're brand new to the channel or haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to our channel, because I ultimately want to be a horse racing journalist, so the more subscribers we have, better I can develop this channel. I'm hoping possibly to maybe if we can get a few more subscribers and maybe get towards some more of the 100 mark, I might start approaching some stables and seeing if we can maybe get into have a look at some of them, because I don't live a million miles away. I live within about an hour of a few decent stables like Rafe Beckett, Ken Cunningham-Brown, also Marcus Tregonning. So I live within a few good stables around, and maybe we could get into some of the stables and we could have a look and have an interview with some of the stable staff and see what how their yard works and things like that, so we could give more of a away from like the betting side, see all the hard work that the trainers and the horses go through. So I thought that could be interesting long-term goal for the channel, but if I can only do that if you subscribe to this channel, so please subscribe if you haven't already. You can also follow us on Twitter at LuckyLoaders15. Also as well, gamble responsibly, don't take my bets literally unless you think like me that they're going to run a cracking race tomorrow, which they probably won't. But yeah, don't gamble too much. So yeah, that's what I've gone for tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have a good day tomorrow, and I'll see you soon.